and welcome to Conversations with Auntie, where we have real talk about real life situations. I am your host, Tanya Lynne. Sit back, relax,
Turn your phone
and enjoy
on.
the real,
Mute.
the raw, and the unapologetic with Auntie. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in once again to Conversations with Auntie, me, Tanya Lynne, that auntie, that girl, that one right there. So listen, y'all, it's my anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's my 2-year anniversary. Hey, anniversary. So I want to thank you for kicking it with me for 24 months. I really appreciate your love and your support and tuning in and your suggestions for even show topics. Before we get into my guests, before I introduce my awesome guests, I want to shout out my brother, my nephew, Brian O.B. It is a Sound of Obedience, Obedience Vision. They have a new single that dropped on all streaming platforms. I need you to go and download this single. I need you to share it. We want more. Brian O.B. featuring Robin Medley. She can sing. This is off the chain. It is amazing. We want more. We want more. And it's gospel hip hop. So definitely go to all your streaming platforms. It's even on YouTube Music. And pick up this single. Download it. Tell your mama, your friends, your daddy, your children, your grandchildren, your neighbors, your aunties, and your uncles and cousins all about it. We want more. Now, I have the pleasure of having someone very dear to me, very dear to me. When I was going through some health challenges and didn't really know what was going on with my body, didn't really know it was multiple sclerosis, then she checked on me. She showed herself to be a friend to me. She was kind. She colored my hair blonde when I wanted it colored. She did some twists when I wanted some twists. I could just go and just hang out for a moment and just be renewed, restored, revived. And it gave me what I needed to press and to continue on. And she helped me keep my pretty, so to speak. She is an entrepreneur extraordinaire, from having a hair salon to being an insurance agent, but now to writing a book, A Phone Call to My Mother in Heaven, the letter. I have nobody like her. The family calls her Mimi, but she is known to you as Pecola Pointer. She is our special guest today. You must get this book. I got mine. I got it on Amazon. It came the next day. And it is different than any other journal that you would get. It definitely will help you deal with your moments of grief, because it simply gives you a place to write everything that you are feeling. You might not be able to talk to your mother. My mother passed away July 13th, 1998. And I write letters to her. And with this keeps the line of communication open. It keeps the memories alive, and it takes the weight of grief off of you, and it puts it somewhere else so that it doesn't bog you down. And so, nieces and nephews, welcome Mimi to Conversations with Auntie. And she got me some beautiful flowers, y'all. Some beautiful flowers.
Happy anniversary.
I'm going to show my flowers, yes. So, Miss Lady, you're looking fabulous and fantastic.
Well,
as
thank
always,
you.
it is definitely an honor to have you on Conversations with Auntie.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. And I appreciate all the love and support that you've always shown me. It was a very dark time in my life, and the doctors didn't know what was going on with me. But girl, come on down here and get your hair done. Girl, come on down here and just visit me. Girl, it's a customer appreciation day. Just come on down here, Tanya Lynne. What you doing, Tanya Lynne? Just go. That means more than what you know.
Aww.
Just for somebody to be connected to you when MS was disconnecting me from stuff and didn't know that that's what it was. Even, do you remember I even did a photo shoot? You were getting in the middle of the street.
Desmond. Shout out to Desmond Storm.
Yes.
Storm Productions.
Yes. He said, come on out here, and stood in the middle of the street and did a whole photo shoot downtown.
I remember.
I mean, so God used you so meticulously to bless me, you know, and to help me stay positive. Couldn't work, couldn't do anything, but he used you to be a very valuable tool. So you're definitely in my toolkit. You're a very valuable tool. You know, and not just to me, you give back to so many other people, so many other people. So let's start with the salon first. Did you do hair as a child? I mean, how did you get involved with doing hair and all of that?
I don't even, it goes back so far. I did do hair. I used to do my niece, Gloria, rest in peace. I used to keep cornrows in her hair. And then when it got to be my teenage years, friends from school, then my first job at St. Luke's Hospital, I was doing hair and doing nails all in my kitchen. So, yeah, I got some great times and hair stories.
So when you said you did it at St. Luke's,
I worked at St. Luke's
Hospital. Did you take care of the Did you do the patient's hair and stuff too, or just your coworkers at that time?
Nope, I wasn't doing patients' hair. I've never done any patients' hair.
Okay. So it was your coworkers, your colleagues.
Yes.
Look at that.
I was doing their hair and doing their nails, and we was just having a good old time in my kitchen.
So you're the hairstylist to the stars. So name some of the stars that you had the pleasure of taking care of while they were here.
Oh my God, what a blessing. Well, you know, my favorite is Verdine White, the original from Earth, Wind, and Fire. We still be in constant contact. I've met Tamron Hall. She's coming to the salon and gotten a service. I've, Charles Barkley. How can I forget Charles Barkley?
How can you forget Charles? All-Star game.
All-Star, yeah.
All-Star weekend.
Charles Barkley. Who else? There's so many. Eve has been into my salon. I met and had a picture with Eve.
Okay.
Mike Epps. Mike Epps came in and blessed everybody in the salon with tickets to his show.
Wow.
So not once but twice I met Mike Epps, and he did the same thing. Who else? Oh, it's been so many. I used to have that wall. Remember that wall I had in the salon?
I was telling my best friend when I pulled up, I said, honey, she had a wall of fame. A wall of fame.
So everybody that came in there, we had pictures of Regina Hall. So it was so many. I was really blessed to have that location and have them wonderful people come in and love on me, and we just had good times.
You're shared. It's shared to my page and your page. So you're good.
Okay.
And we have people watching. We have Kim Washington. She said, congratulations to you.
Thank you,
Koya Bankston White. She's my third grade teacher at my school. She says, love Tamron Hall. Rosie Flowers said, awesome. Hey, friend Koya. Yeah, so you got people viewing already.
Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Tuning
in. Please share.
So when life, I tell people when life gives me lemons, I make orange juice. You expect me to make lemonade. I'm gonna do the unexpected because with God all things are possible. Outside the box. What box? We're limitless. And so you shift it because you no longer have the spot downtown because they acquired it. They developed in downtown, so somebody else acquired the building, and then you went to the Halley building, and then from there you became a life insurance agent.
Well, I stayed at 610 St. Clair across from the Westin. I was there 7 years, and then the entire building that we were in came up under new management. So I had to they gave us like 30 days, 60 days, something real crazy, 6 weeks, something real crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was like tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, right.
It was.
So I had a realtor, and they found me a spot in the Halley building, and that's where I was until I closed my location. During COVID, the beginning of COVID, when the governor shut all the businesses down and everything.
Yes.
So I was like, well, it was really slow. Wasn't nobody coming back after they reopened us. So I just took that as the opportunity to reshift my career.
You know what I tell people all the time? I say it's time to reset. I don't care how old you are. As long as you're alive, you can hit the reset. You hit the reset button.
As long as God wake you up.
Come on
and
now.
give you that brand new
That's
day
right.
to start. And then sometimes I be thinking, oh my God, he has so many ideas and thoughts and visions. I'm 63 and I'm still thinking of fresh ideas.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Not looking 63.
Okay.
As the kids say, clock the
63.
T. Yes, clock the T. You're looking wonderful.
So, thank you. So I just be amazed at myself. I'd be like, you really want to do that now? Or you going to do that now? People trying to retire and think about retiring. And here I am thinking of new business ventures.
That's right.
And what I'm going to do next. So I'm just forever grateful to God for giving me these new ideas.
Exactly.
And you should see me in the middle of the night sometimes can't even sleep because I got to sit and jot down some ideas, something I got to do.
I was just talking to somebody this afternoon about some things that I'm going to do since I had the bariatric surgery 2 years ago. And I figured out, thank you, and I figured out how to do some things that work for me, but they've worked for so many other people. I'm going to do some writing about that and advertising about that, even how to dress on a budget. You know, I took one of my daughter's old coats that I could have not even put an arm in before, and I just cut off the sleeves, cut off the, you know, just how you repurpose items, you know. And so at 60, going to be 61 this year.
Wow.
So, you know, as
The
long as you,
60s.
that's it, the sexy 60s, baby, period. And so I've been telling somebody, I've been telling a lot of people, I told my goddaughter, I was with her this weekend, shout out to Ebony and the Quinn family. I said, I want to die empty. Why die full?
Don't take all your gifts.
Why you
with
take
you?
it with you? Because what am I going to do with them? So leave it there. And then they say you only live once. No, I live every day. I'm going to die once, but I'm going to live every day.
And I hope to be an example for my grandkids. You know, when they look back and they say, well, Grandma did this when she was so-and-so age.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I am, because I'm also thinking about going back to college to get a master's in public health. Get my master's in public health, because I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good. And I think that we need to have people out here who can advocate, especially for those of us of color, because infant mortality rate is extremely high. And we just, and the elderly, they need somebody to advocate for them. And so I think I was going to go to nursing and get that bachelor's, and no, I think public health, because I can go to so many areas with that. And so, I mean, ain't nobody to stop me. Ain't nobody. I said ain't nobody to stop me but
Who
me.
gonna stop you?
Period. But me.
gonna stop
Right,
you?
and I ain't stopping me.
That's amazing because, believe it or not, I was just searching online for what kind of class I can take, like a business course or something like that. And I was like, well, what you want to take a business? Because I'm interested in starting up another business.
Look at that.
Yeah. I really got this vision in my mind and in my head. It's going to come to life really, really soon.
And when it does, you come right back here as a
will,
guest,
tell
and we
you
will let
all
everybody know.
about it.
Absolutely,
Yes, because
absolutely.
It's getting closer.
So let's shout out somebody you know. Hey, Sylvia, thanks for tuning in.
Uh-oh.
I
she's
tagged her.
here?
Oh, yeah, I tagged her. I
Oh.
tagged Raymond. I tagged Yvonne.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good, good.
They're on here.
Hey, Ducker Bell. That's what we call her, Ducker Bell.
I love it. So now let's pivot. So you did hair, life insurance, and
So when I closed the salon,
yeah.
and my first jump in to do life insurance.
Because in between that, we had Tegan.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had Tegan before Mom died.
Right, but I'm saying, wasn't it before the salon and life insurance? Was Tegan in the middle there? So Tegan's the grandchild, honey.
Yeah.
The grand
Tegan is 4.
princess, the grand princess, the dancer.
The dancer.
The dancer.
And she's teaching baby Skylar how to dance.
Oh, I
don't
love
know
it.
if you saw that video of me posting.
Yes.
Skylar.
Yes.
She getting Tegan moves.
Sylvia said, hey, Mimi.
Hey, Ducker Bell. I can't see.
No, pull it up. Pull the show up. Just go to my page. And you can see, and put it in his bag.
Okay, because they may want to ask questions.
Absolutely. They ask questions. They comment. They ask questions. They do all that good stuff.
Okay. I see where you tagged me.
And you can even see it on the website, the KAZ website. You see everybody there? There you go. So you can see.
Oh, okay.
So in between that, you were also helping to take care of your mom.
I was. Well, I've been taking care of my mom for a long time, for many years. As a matter of fact, my last few years, when I was at the salon, I was staying with my mom. So, yeah, I was real active in taking care of her. So you can see why I was used to talking to her.
Yes.
You know, I talked to my mother about 4 or 5 times a day. She would just
Right.
call and didn't want too much, but we would just call, we would just talk.
The connection. The connection.
So you can understand why I just miss talking to her all the time. So I think that's what kind of made me start. It was at a time when I had so much I wanted to say to her and talk to her about and share with her. Because at one brief moment, I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody but my mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And I do know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Been
couldn't
there.
talk to absolutely anybody but my mother. I had some stuff that I needed to say to her. So I would just write some stuff down. And even when I did my grief counseling, and the grief counselor said, well, where'd you get that idea? And I said, I didn't know. The only thing, God gave it to me. You know, just write it down. And I started writing it down. And before I knew it, had a whole bunch of little letters and sheets of papers that I still have that I would just have something to say to mama. And a lot of times it wouldn't even be long drawn out. It might have just been a simple 1 or 2 line, you know, just something
But
that
it's
I wanted
something
to
you
say
wanted to say to mama.
to my mother.
My mom, like I said, July 13th, 1998. And there are still times I say, oh, I need to tell.
Yeah, it'd be so real. Like you want to just call her and you got to talk to her like right now.
Like right now. And it's been, what, 27 years ago? But still, it's like right now. Because that relationship you miss. Can't nobody take mama's love. Can't nobody replace mama, you know? But when you lose a connection, whether it's mom, whether it's a father, whether it's a sibling, even a dear friend, a coworker, just someone you know, nobody can fill that space in that place. I mean, there's nobody. They could have a twin. They can't fill that space in that place. And so what you did was you within the book, you allowed people to see, even though you can't talk to her this way. My pastor says we have Apostle Joseph Prue from New Hope Fellowship Church, 16100 Euclid Avenue, East Cleveland, Ohio, 9:30 and 12:30 are services on Sunday, 7:30 Thursday is Bible study. So I always refer to something some nuggets that he gives us. He taught us about wordless vocabulary. We're so used to praying verbally out our mouth. But you can look at somebody and begin to send healing to them through your eyes. That's wordless vocabulary. And they could be outside walking up the sidewalk and you can just see them limping like, oh God, take that limp away. You know, you can dispatch your angels and charge and command them to go and take care of something that you can't take care of. And so when I got your book, it was waiting for me. I purchased it and it was waiting for me when I got home Monday on my porch. I got your book and I was expecting to read this stuff and I was like, wait a minute. This is so ingenious. And all it said, dear mother.
Dear mother.
Dear mother.
That's it.
And then you just write. Wordless vocabulary. That is amazing. And then throughout it, though, you have scripture.
Oh, yeah. Those are some of my favorites that kind of got me through. They did get me through.
Get you through. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have. Because God has said, never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. And then I turn over to another page, and it's just like nuggets of love here throughout the words of love or the expressions of anger, grief, or whatever that you're writing in this book. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fall. Isaiah 58:11. And so while you're writing messages to your mother, you've allowed them to get messages from God.
That's right.
To
That's
ease
right.
the grief.
That's absolutely right.
This was
You got
ingenious.
You got it.
Something so simple.
And
but so powerful.
That's what I thought, because I still cannot put into words how I felt and how it made me feel just to write it down. And the journal came about because as I'm going through what I'm going through, and I would tune on Facebook, and people are posting, "Oh, I miss my mother." Oh, or where's they was just, I call it just agony to lose your mom. So I would say, write her. I found myself saying that all the time to people. Write it down, write her a letter. And God told me just as plain as day, you give them something to write about. Go broader. The people that's coming down your Facebook page, tell more people. Put it out there. So I immediately knew what he was talking about. I just didn't do it. It took me a couple years to figure it out, to bring it forth.
Because one thing about grief, what grief does is it doesn't die.
No.
That's what it does. It does not die. And then also when you're remembering, the tears come back. And so you have to relive moments of grief. And so you had to get to a place where you could handle just formulating a book. Because now it's not only your grief, you are given a place for so many others to release their grief. And so you were the midwife to so many others.
Oh.
You became a midwife. This book made you a midwife to somebody else's grief.
Wow.
Because, so many people say, I want to write, but I don't know how. And you say, okay, well, here's the book. Now just write. And then on the back it says, Mom, you are missed. Look at that. Just beautiful. I want to read something that Sylvia said, Mama had a listening ear if you were willing to share, but she worried after all of her children. I hope her rest is peaceful. The Pointer children were all given tools to thrive. I love that. Because you all have been given tools to thrive. I watched your sister Yvonne with the loss of
Gloria.
Her daughter, Gloria. And I was in the courtroom when he got sentenced right there with all of you.
I remember you were there. That was such a crazy.
And your brother spoke with how so many other, and we miss him.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Ray Pointer, big Ray Pointer.
Yes. But I watched the strength in all of you. And that had to come from tools from your mother, because you don't just wake up strong enough to endure something like that. And how you all stood together and always stand strong together, and how you have your gathering places in the summertime, not just for your family, but for everybody, whoever wants to come. You understand the assignment of connectivity. That's what I get when I see the Pointers. Connectivity. And so you being the midwife, you help people connect with their grief. And so God bless you for that. But there's so much more you're going, because we talked about it, that you can do with that. Yeah, there's so much more,
You said connectivity. I like to call that book Worktivity. Because you're going to do the work, and it's an activity book.
Yes.
It's not nothing that you're going to read my stories. I want you to do the work. I want you to have your own stories. And I also like to add that it's not only for happy times.
That's right.
You can have that book if you were put up for adoption, or if you and your mom had a strained relationship. I had a conversation with a gentleman that's 80 years old. This is true story. I'm going to send him my book because he had a lot of questions about whether or not his mom loved him, and why did his mom treat him particular ways. And I thought, he's 80, so he's carried that around his whole life. It's time to write it down. It's time to ask her. It's time to get some kind of healing or some kind of help.
And even if you don't get the answer, you're releasing it, because he's carrying the weight of that.
I couldn't believe when I heard him say that. I couldn't believe it.
And as he begins to write, it's like an onion. When you write, you peel back layers of stuff. And then as he begins to put it somewhere else and can look at it, he might be able to see that maybe grandma didn't treat mama so good. He might be able to see maybe daddy wasn't treating mama so good.
Well, he said all that in his conversation he and I had. He already said that.
And so it's not personal, sir. Back then, who did mental health? I mean, our race still struggles with mental health and therapists. I tell everybody, I take that Celexa and I holler at my therapist.
Yeah, you better.
Yes,
I'm team therapy. Yeah, I really am.
Yes.
Because I did it.
Yes.
And I recommend it to others as well.
Yes, I tell people, you put the supernatural, which is God, on the natural. But he said when Jesus came, he said, he didn't come to do away with the law. He put some grace on that law.
Okay.
That law still was fulfilled, but he put grace on that law. So what the law didn't have was forgiveness. The law didn't have grace for us. It was an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Jesus gave us the grace. And so in writing sometimes and letting it out, we understand where maybe we need to extend a little more grace to some people and even to ourselves.
That's what's really
Even
important.
to ourselves. So God blessed me with a mom that was born the day before. She wasn't born the day. Her birth date is July 12th. My mom passed July 13th.
Wow.
Yes. And she's just a couple years younger than my mama. But she, Mama Claire Brown Long, that's my mama. And we have a lot of medical situations that mimic one another. But she said, she congratulated me, but she said she'll certainly be getting your book. She said, congratulations to you as well. And then she did the hashtag, Black Women on the Move. Come on now, Ma. I like that. Period.
Love that.
Hashtag, Black Women on the Move. On the move. And Sylvia said, our father was our strong tower. Yes, that's evident as well. That's evident as well. And so as you released the book, did you anticipate the response that you got in the release?
I did not. And I had pushed it back because even like I was just telling a gentleman that he writes books. And I said, even when I look through it, I say, oh, I should have added this, or I should have did this, or I should have did that. And he said, no, it's perfect. Because the morning that I went live with it online, it got a crazy response. Short of going viral.
Yeah, I reached out to you.
Yeah, I mean, so many people did. They was just telling me their stories, and oh, this is good, and oh, I need one, and oh, blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, my one friend, Kathy, shout out to Kathy, she said, hey, you better get ready because you touching on a great topic.
Yes.
She said, people are filled with so much grief.
Yes.
She said, people are yearning people.
And not just the death of people, the death of relationships. See, grief doesn't mean the person's dead. It means that the relationship that you had with this person has now died. It has taken on another life form, or that season for you and that person is now, whether you're engaged, whether you're married like me and you're a widow, whether you're on a job and the company shuts down, or even you get a promotion, you still grieving the promotion because you're disconnecting from other people.
Check this out. I was grieving closing my salon as well as having to grieve losing mom, all in a matter of months. So it was like a double, triple form of grief. That's when I say about like a person that never known their mom and they was put up for adoption. Well, they got a lot of questions. They got a lot to say. That journal will work with them.
And they grieving the unknown. And Sylvia made a good point. And Sylvia, I concur. Your next book can be an anthology. Several artists write on whatever the topic is. Or they can write, it can be another volume to grief. Because I told you, with this grief, you have so many layers and chapters. And I'm not going to say them because we don't want anybody to take what...
Come and steal.
That's it, because you know they will.
That was my idea.
Right. And so, but yeah, an anthology is awesome as well. But grief takes on so many levels, so many shapes. And listen, I say this, grief will hit when it hits, how it hits, where it hits.
Can't nobody control
Can't nobody control it. On Friday, it'll be 15 years that I went from wife to widow. On the 21st. And so this... February and December are rough months because I have two grandsons that died December 22nd, different years. I've had family member, a nephew was killed on a day, February 21st. My husband, and then my cousin, and then a dear friend of mine, and then a young lady that I mentor, her father, other friends and family. And then on the 17th of this year, my godmommy's daughter, my sister, her brother, Diane, her brother, Charles, passed.
Wow.
Then yesterday, I found out my cousin, Patty, passed. And so it just kind of hits like that. And so it's already heavy for me. And so then that stirs up other emotions. But then here I am just scrolling through Facebook, trying to, just go to sleep 2 weeks ago, and my husband's favorite song pops up. Lord, one more chance. And I'm like, oh, just what I thought. Here come the tears. Then I'm at church Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. Young lady dances. She dances as Jesus, you're the center of my joy. That was the song that Kellen Walker sung after my husband and I did our vows. Wow. And we danced all around the church, tore the church up. Somebody had my wedding gown up and whatnot. We was just going in for what we knew. And so those, I call them love notes.
I tried to silence it.
That's okay. I call them love notes from heaven. And so God will send you love notes from heaven. But the love notes sometimes come with a smile, sometimes comes with a tear, and sometimes come with a smile and a tear.
Yeah, it's not always sad. You can have that joyous occasion or those great memories and you just want to smile or you'll even laugh. You know, you'll start busting out laughing and say, boy, we had a great time. I'm often found myself thinking about just one more fall. Oh, let me tell you this. This was amazing to me. Right. Now, Mom passed away at 93. Was she 93, Ducker? 92. Anyway, teenage girls and moms, you know, they got the back and forth. They got the back and forth, whatever. Life is life. But I am so grateful that God had my mom in my life where we got it right. You know, we was just friends and laughing and was able to.
Had a strong bond, strong relationship. It was pure.
Absolutely. It was the best. So I was there when my mother died. Just me and my mother.
She was 93.
Yeah, 93.
So Sylvia and I worked together at Medical Mutual many years ago.
Yeah.
Back in the early 2000s, and she knew my husband because he worked there as well. And when he passed, 6 months later, I went on my first cruise. And I'm on this cruise getting food, and my daughter was with me. And guess who I pop up and see?
Sylvia.
Sylvia. And so when I say grief hits, how it hits, when it hits, she said, oh, how are you? Oh, your daughter's beautiful. She said, where's your husband? Where's he at? She didn't even know. So many people, you know, didn't even know. And I was like, oh, because we hadn't worked there for a while. He was working for Lockheed Martin when he passed for the government. But yep, so it just hits how it hits. And I mean, she gave me the best hug, the best love, because the cruise was for me and my daughter to go and just get refreshed and for me to release some stuff and let some stuff go. She said that was my only cruise. Wow, Seal, wow. I think you can turn your volume down from the side. You push your volume button down on the side.
It's down. See how the light right there?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's okay. But yeah, so let's now segue to some other things. What do you do for fun?
Girl, don't you dare ask me that, because I thought about that. I was like, I'm watching Harlem reruns on
I haven't watched
TV.
that yet. Is it good?
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
So it's all the girlfriends, and I was like, dang, I miss hanging out with my girlfriends, having fun. Because I'm so into my great-grandbabies now, and I be at my daughter's house so much.
All the time.
Girl, I be at my daughter's house so much, like we best friends or something like that.
Yeah.
That is so funny. It cracks us up sometimes, but I don't know. I need some fun. I mean, I'm enjoying everything, but just to say, you know, how, oh my God, that was fun. I'm yearning some fun.
Well, I'm glad, because I have a ministry that I birthed called Single Again. And what Single Again is that you don't have to have been married or anything. But if you've been in a relationship, you ain't been in a relationship, now you single again, girl. You married and your husband died, girl, you single again. You're single again.
And y'all be having fun?
Oh, yeah. We do movies and things, but I'm getting ready to plan some stuff like cruises, like the dinner cruises and different things, like day trips, like Amish country, different things like that, Single Again. I'm about to do some things for us ladies this year.
That
definitely.
Sounds really good.
Because I don't like when I hear women say, oh, I want to go on a cruise, but I don't got no man to go with. That's weird to me.
Like that. Yeah.
I said it. It's weird to me. It's real weird to me. And then, like, I would tell people, I go to the movies by myself. They was like, huh? Yeah, you don't go by yourself? I can't go to the movies, but I can't eat by myself. And then when they do it, then of course I had a good time. Listen.
I go by myself too much, though. I'll get up and go whenever I feel like it. I like that, though.
See, I do too. That we're not restricted. You know, because it's really hard for some men and women to do things by themselves. I'm going to live me some life.
Now, I'll go and eat or I'll do whatever. I'll hop in my car and go shop and do whatever. But Just somewhere fun. Or to do some fun.
Raymond said babies.
Oh, you talking about my grandbaby?
I can't stand it. He said babies. Yes, Silver, travel groups are amazing, and there's so much that you can do in the city because you can rent. Let me tell you.
Oh, Sylvia go with her
People
group
rent
all the time.
Airbnbs just to have a place for everybody to gather and spend the night because it's cheaper than a hotel. You get an Airbnb for like $200 for the weekend. Everybody put in and bring groceries and stuff, and you can do painting. You can learn line dances. You can have a game night. I belong to a female forge group, and we have us a ball. We have a group meet text. We support each other. Like when I came home Monday, I came home to my furnace and my hot water tank not working.
I read that on your
And
page.
I went to Shaliga's. It was down the street from me, and I got 2 heaters. And then I went to one of my sister friends from our female forge group and got another heater, and went home. And it was warm and heated up the water. You know how we do, put it in the tub and bathe. And the next day, one of the ladies in the group said, it might be your transformer. I said, or my pilot light. But it's electric, so my pilot light should have just went on a relit. And sure enough, it was a transformer. But a friend of mine from another church owns his own HVAC company, so he's certified. And he was working by my house, just so happened, and came by, got the piece and did everything. So I got heat. And now we're working on the water. So that should be fixed by this week or by next week. But connections. So the forge, I went right to the group with my ladies. It wasn't like, oh, here I am, the widow, woe is me, and da-da-da. Went right to the group with my ladies, let them know. So we praying for each other and whatnot, and God is manifesting. And so we need to learn how to have those kind of sister groups and
Send
things.
me an invite to that group,
Definitely.
if you don't mind.
Definitely. No,
It's a
definitely.
Facebook group.
It's not a Facebook group. It's a private group.
Oh, it's a private.
It's a private group.
Okay.
It's a private group of women that we just come together, and we're women of God. But we're real, we're raw, and we're relevant, and we're unapologetic. And we have a good time.
Spicy.
Yes, spicy, free from judgment, free from all of that spicy, And so I want to do some things. Let's do a wine tasting. Let's go to the Amish country. Let's do some chat and choose and paint and choose and all of that good stuff. Women can do that, and even married women can join. But there's a lot of single women who need that support and places to go. And every church doesn't have a singles ministry.
You're right about that.
And some singles ministry is not for me. I'm a widow, so I don't need you to teach me how to date. I was a wife, and so it's just a group where we just gonna get together and just have some fun.
Have some laughs.
Have some laughs. That's it.
And go home.
Yep. Oh, Tierra Banks said, me. I'm loving this conversation. Love you. Oh, see, you got all kind of support.
Oh, hey, Tierra.
Yeah, you just got to scroll up.
Yeah.
Just scroll
It don't move
up.
on its own.
You got to scroll it up. Scroll it
Yes,
up.
this is Conversations with Auntie.
and I'm that auntie. I'm that one. I'm the one to fight little kids for your kids. Put my hair up in a ponytail. No. But you know what? Even at school, they come to my clinic and just kind of hang out. Just because I listen. This is no judgment zone. We're going to talk about it. One of the boys' Valentine's Day, I was so done. I come downstairs, and he's coming out the classroom. I said, wait a minute, what's up, babe? And I hugged him. I said, well, we ain't shared no tears today. This is the day for love. What's going on? His ex-girl...
What age? What are you in?
Fourth
middle
grade.
school?
He was
Fourth
from K
grade.
through 8. Fourth grade. His ex-girlfriend gave this other little boy a Valentine. But the other little boy gave another girl a Valentine. I said, why are you crying? He don't even like her. He said, that's right, Nurse T, because he gave somebody else a Valentine. I said, right, why are you even crying? Why are you even crying? So to that point, children grieve too. Children grieve too. And so even a child can get this book.
That book is so universal.
It's ageless and
gonna
timeless.
fit. It absolutely is.
Yep. Because whatever you're bothered with, just write it down.
Yes, it's for men
Just
as
write it
well
down.
as women as well. This is just not a ladies thing, a ladies book, a ladies workbook. Men can do the work as well.
And men, and you know what? I think that men need to know it's okay to be vulnerable. You have permission. I'm gonna talk to you women. Allow your man to be vulnerable. Allow your man to be sensitive. Stop telling him, "Oh, you acting like a punk," because he shed a tear. Some of you are so used to a thug man or a man who is a male that's not being a man until when God sends you a man, you mistreat him. And you don't understand the gift of what it is to have him in your life. So some of you women need to kind of pull back a little bit and appreciate and respect who God is sending to you. That's why some of you are still single, because he sent you the gift and you didn't know how to treat it. That was a sidebar. You got that one for free. Next time I'm going to charge you.
That was a little free nugget.
That was a free nugget. Yeah, because I listened to them and I listened, well, now my man better do this. And well, what are you going to do for him? And then in talking to some young ladies, I heard one lady say, well, if he loses his job, I guess I'm going to have to find somebody else. That's weird. That's weird. They don't understand, and they don't get it. That's really weird to me. And so with that being said, we need to create safe spaces for men to release. And this is a safe space, but we also need to encourage men to find a safe space to release.
Well, I've had a couple guys that told me they have brought the book, and one of my Facebook friends told me that she ordered the book for her husband. She's as a Christmas gift, as a matter of fact, and she said he really enjoyed it. He really was excited about receiving the book.
I don't know if she brought one, Sylvia. Did you bring one of your letters?
No, one of my personal letters.
To your mom?
No, I didn't never share my letters. Those are my letters.
There's going to come a time. I'm going to give you a word, because when you had first mentioned it, I saw that there's going to come a time when you will publish those letters.
You think so?
I know so, but it won't be soon. But it's coming. You're going to release them. Because your platform for grief, what you just opened up, excuse me, you opened up a different chapter in your book with this. And then that chapter is going to open up another chapter in the book.
It's going to be ongoing.
It's going to be ongoing.
I received that.
It's going to be ongoing. And then you're going to get to a path where you'll have a letter. Not all of them released, but you'll have a letter in the back of, you'll have one of your letters. Or in the middle of it.
I dated. I wonder, I would love to find or to
put them in chronological order?
Yes, from the very beginning. I'm going to start rereading some of my letters. Just to see my mental growth.
You know what? That's why you journal. I tell people all the time.
To go back and reread.
I've journaled my whole weight loss journey. I journaled me being a widow. Let me tell you, a year before my husband died to the day, God had me writing devotions. And I would email them. Did a whole email blast. My sister friend Celeste Ribbons, I have a whole blog on WordPress of my writings. And a year to the day later is when he died.
Wow.
God was allowing me to get full because he knew I was about to be emptied in a whole nother area. And so when I go back and I read some of them, I'm like, I wrote that? Wow. And so you'll go back and you'll see how profound some of your writing was as well. Not just your growth, but you will see the messages now that you can pull out of your grief when you were writing then. It's good to go back. It's good to go back. It's good to reflect. Okay, so now what's next?
I don't walk around with my letters and my purse, sister.
Right. No, she probably thought you would have put one in there, though.
No, I didn't bring any to this meeting right here.
It's a podcast.
I'm gonna.
You on a podcast, honey?
I'm on a podcast.
That's right. You're showing your stuff.
I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna read a little bit, because I do have where I'm writing. I don't know if you ever seen me do that video on Facebook, but I'll speak over the writing as I'm writing what I'm speaking into. So maybe I'll read one of the letters that way one day.
Oh, that'd be so cool. You do a voiceover.
Yes, that's what they.
You do a voiceover. That's going to be nice.
That's a great idea. Don't give me no more ideas, girl. I'm telling you, some days my head is going to buzz.
Just write them. You got to carry you a little book. You got to carry, and actually, I brought this book for you.
That's how the journey
I brought this
started.
book for you. It's empty. I brought this book for you because God said from this, you're birthing something even being on this podcast. You're birthing new territory even being on this podcast. And so
I receive it.
I'm gonna sign it, but I brought that for you. I was grabbing it because I buy when I see journals, I
Yeah,
snatch them.
I buy 'em,
and
too.
so I just and God said, take this and just give her this because you're starting a new journey.
Oh,
You're starting a new journey.
I'm ready.
You know, you listen. Somebody asked me what is the name of this season for you, and I said, ready,
Wow.
ready, ready. So what's the name of your season?
I'm ready.
See, that's good.
I'm ready. And every single day, as often as I can, I just ask God to lead the way. That's how, just lead God, because I want to follow him.
And when you open up like that, when you surrender, let's say when you do a surrender to him like that, then you've opened yourself up to anything. Any way you bless me, I'll be satisfied.
I'll be satisfied.
Any way you use me, I'll be satisfied. Anywhere you send me, I will go. Let me ask you, what's your favorite hymn?
I don't know. I have so many. And I am going to say it's not an old one, but I'm going to say this one brought me through so much. Is Marvin Sapp Never Would Have Made It. That was just, and still is my go-to. That's one of my go-tos.
I like that. And and you can.
And I share them on my page. I don't know if you see sometimes, but when I have something stirring in me, I'll share it. I'll go to YouTube and I'll find it and I'll share it on my page. And I might tell people, I'm dedicating this to you. I'm dedicating this to y'all, Facebook.
Yeah. So what's your favorite secular song? The one to get you up on that dance floor, just get you just that happy
Then
mode.
again, there's so many. Everybody is doing that Kendrick Lamar. What's the name of it?
They Not Like Us.
They Not Like Us. So
Dun, dun, dun.
I got the babies dancing to that as well. I don't know. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
So mine it reminds me of my mother. She's a bad man pajama, just as fine as she could be.
Who made that? I know that.
Yeah.
She's
So
bad.
on August 28th, on her birthday, me, my sister, brother, we kind of, that's our song.
Play that song and
that's
dance.
Our song. And we're not together. We all live in different parts of the country, but that song just takes you there. I like my hymn is I Surrender All. That's my hymn.
I love it.
That's my hymn. I surrender all, and I must tell Jesus. But I like a good hymn, though. I like a good hymn.
Do you
but
sing?
Those two, a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, I can carry a tune without having it fall out the bucket. Yeah, but I can carry a tune. Thank you, Sheena. I love you. She said, Tanya Lynne, you are truly a godsend to so many people, including me, and I thank him for you. Oh, Sheena, you my girl. I love me some you. I appreciate that. Bless you.
Me and Sheena used to work together.
Wow. Ariana, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much.
Sweet. And she's a young lady. Ariana, where do you live? She does not live too far from Cleveland. Are you in Akron? She's not well herself, so we're going to keep her in prayer, and she could always use gift boxes or gift bags. Or Ariana, put your info up there for anybody that want to bless you with a donation. She told a story one night about how she went to the food bank, and because she wasn't in a car, they wouldn't give her any food. And she said it was at a church.
Because it's too heavy to carry, and the church has to go by the guides and the regulations of the food that comes. So a lot of people don't understand. There's regulations, because our church gives out food, but there's regulations, and you have to be in compliance, because if you're not in compliance, they'll shut the whole food bank down.
Wow.
And that church won't get
her.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't understand how it works, and so then they put their mouth on the church negatively. It's not the church. There's guidelines and criteria to this.
You hear that, Ariana?
And so sometimes it's not that people are being mean. It's just that's the guidelines and that's the criteria of that. She's in Akron, Ohio. Yes, ma'am.
She says she's in
But
Akron.
yeah. So
Thank you, Kathy.
so what I would have done was said, well, can somebody drive me home with the box? Because, see, sometimes we have to open our mouth because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And I'm not just talking about Ariana. Sometimes we have to open our mouth. Can somebody drive me? Listen, I tell people, they say, you share, but me sharing on Facebook, people have blessed me. People have helped me. But me sharing on Facebook also provides information for people who need blessed and people who need help, you know? And so I have somebody in Akron that was an Uber passenger in my car, and I still stay in contact with that young lady. And that young lady looks at me as like a godmama, or auntie. When she's going through something, she'll reach out to me. And, get some guidance and because you don't know if you don't know. And sometimes the spirit of offense will come upon us, and it wasn't that they didn't want to help. This is the guidelines. And what if I'm there showing up to make sure they're doing something right?
Right.
The secret shopper or the secret person, and they don't do it right. They do. Now they're shut down. Now nobody gets any food. So sometimes we just have to go a little further and say, well, you know what? Can somebody take me home?
So that's good advice,
Can somebody
Ariana.
please take me home? How many minutes I have? I have 6 minutes?
Six more
this
minutes.
is cool. So let's just I'm going to say a word, and you tell me the first, look at the camera. I'm going to say a word. You tell the first word when I say it, you tell the first word that comes to your mind. Peace.
Should I look at you at the camera?
No, look this way. I want you on camera. You're looking over here. I want them to see your beautiful face. So I say a word, you say the first thing that comes to your mind. Peace.
Joy.
Love.
Pecola.
Anger.
No.
First word, anger.
Prayer.
There you go. Say no. See, I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you. God.
Love.
Husband.
Maybe.
I like that. I like that. Red.
Love.
Purple.
Diva.
Ooh, sassy.
Okay, it ain't one word. It's why not?
Listen, see what I'm saying? And I'm only doing it because you are so out the box, and I love it. You answered free. You answered free.
Thank you.
There's a time when all of us have experienced not being free. You don't have to be incarcerated to be incarcerated. You don't have to literally be in chains to be in bondage. And you answered free. You're free.
I think so. I feel like it.
Yeah, you look like it. You're functioning like it. You're glowing and everything. Them little dimples is showing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good place to be, especially as a black woman. Any woman, but especially a black woman. It's good to live in freedom because so many people try to misinterpret our culture and ethnicity. You know, we stand up and they say she's aggressive. We speak up, she's a boss. She's always trying to boss it. No.
Bossy.
Yeah.
A lot of people take my personality for being bossy.
Tara Wallace, you can go to Amazon and purchase the book. You can go to Amazon and purchase the book. It is a phone call. Can you put the book up? Or I can hold it. No, I can hold it. Hold it. A phone call
Hi,
to my
T.
mother
Jackson.
in heaven. And then it says the letter. And so you can go to Amazon. I went right to Amazon and I purchased mine.
The link is on my page, and I'll repost it.
Yeah, you can go right to Amazon. And then out in the comments, once the show is over, I'll also put the link in our comments here so that people, when they're watching the replay, they can go right into the comment section and they can click the link and go right to the Amazon page where it is to pull it up.
It's just that simple. Once you click that link for Amazon, it's going to take you right there.
It is going to take you right there. Okay, and so as we're about to wind down the show,
it was so
I want you to give a nugget. Just give somebody who is grieving a nugget.
I'm going to say, regardless of whether it's your mom, like we mentioned, your best friend. I've lost a couple best friends these past couple years. I've lost 2 brothers. So I'm gonna say just hang in there and be encouraged. Every day is not gonna be a picnic, but you're not gonna feel like crying every day. You know, it gets easier. Unfortunately, grief is something that we all have to go through. So I'm gonna say just be encouraged and talk to somebody. And don't shy away from grief counseling. I did grief counseling all the time, faithfully. So I believe in grief counseling. I think that's something as African American people we just don't take advantage of, and it's people there to walk us through and talk us through, and it gets easier. It will never get over it. We'll never be healed from it, but it gets easier. You'll have more excitable and joyous days than you do days where you just want to cry. Some people want to cry where they can't get out of the bed, they can't function, and they can't do anything, you know. So I'm not just trying to sell my journal, but get that journal and write it down, and it's
Write it
for
down.
your father, your best friend, your
Whatever it is.
whoever,
Whatever
whatever
it
you're
is.
grieving.
Whatever it
It
is.
might say mother, but get that journal.
Get that journal. And I'm gonna leave you with this. Grief completes the circle of life. You're born and you die. And that completes the circle of life. And so something that God gave me when my husband died, he said, you're alive. So I need you to live. And I was like, oh, okay. So remember, you're alive. And God wants you to live. And he wants you to live in the fullness of his joy. And so if you're watching today and you have not accepted the Lord, if you have not accepted God into your heart and accepted Jesus, just repeat after me. Lord, I'm a sinner. Forgive me of my sins. Come into my heart. Thank you for coming in and help me to live for you. Amen.
Amen.
That's all it takes. You believe and you confess. It's just that simple. Well, y'all, thank you for tuning in on my second year, 24 months hanging with Auntie. I appreciate you and I love you. Our next month's show is going to be lit. Derek Lockett is going to be the guest, and we're going to talk about some stuff because they not like us. I love you, but God loves you best. Smooches, mwah. Deuces.
Bye, everyone.
Be blessed.